In this short video, I want to give an overview of the ministry in the body of Christ of casting out demons. Counseling Center and Academy, we've ministered literally to thousands of people using a deliverance ministry approach, but we recognize and know that there are many different approaches to doing deliverance ministry, and we want to give an overview of those today. Basically, the concept, if you like, or the term of deliverance ministry means the driving out of demons. We believe it is for today, based on Mark 16:17 through 19, that one of the signs to follow believers is driving out demons, and we believe that Christians can be oppressed but not possessed by demonic spirits. And more information on that on our website and certainly other places in books and on the internet as well, where you can research that difference. The typical Christian can be tormented and oppressed by demonic spirits. And as you see here from this visual, the spirits reside in our soulish realm, if you like, or our soul and or our body. These sicknesses and diseases involve demonic spirits. And so this is where deliverance ministry happens, is the driving out of these demons. Okay. In the body of Christ, we need to recognize that the ministry of deliverance, it's what we would call a cottage industry, typically done by very smaller ministries, no real standardized approaches, and that's kind of why we're doing this overview survey. And I use the analogy there, McDonald's, a Big Mac in New York or Los Angeles, or probably Sydney, Australia, very much the same. Okay, there's not like that when it comes to deliverance ministry in the body of Christ. Typically done, if you like, by the pastor or a priest, but we don't believe that's necessary, that it's not mandatory. We believe people can be trained and equipped to do deliverance ministry or the driving out of demons. All right, let's just take a look at some of the methodologies that are used out there. One that's common, and we see people move very powerfully upon people, where through different books and resources and through fasting, proclamations, and prayers, that God does deliver people sovereignly from demonic spirits. So he can do that on his own, but people go through a self-deliverance process also that can be very effective. But unfortunately, many times more is needed. All right. The way you see deliverance ministry done in the body of Christ, many times it's one person ministering, maybe one-on-one, or maybe at the front of a group of people, or it could be a small group of people that are going to minister and do deliverance to one person. Laying on of hands is very typical, where they'll put the hands on the person, of course, appropriately, and men with men, women with women, typically, of course, but because that is biblical, the laying on of hands. Jesus did deliverance. He laid hands on people. He did healing. He laid hands upon people. It can be done at the altar in front of a group of people, or it can be done privately, away in a separate room. Preparatory teaching. Sometimes people are prepared. They'll have some homework and things to do to get to do deliverance. Or it can be just done, if you like, cold turkey, where maybe the man or woman of God will call people up front and begin to call out spirits. Can be done. Sometimes it can be very much almost a very loud atmosphere. Sometimes there's a lot of physical manifestations. There's yelling. It could be high volume going on. Or it can be done in a normal voice, maybe much more quietly, and you'll see both extremes. Sometimes there's follow-up ministry. People afterwards get with the person, show them how to stay free, get prepared, and assess the progress of the ministry. Or sometimes people just get deliverance ministry done, and they're literally out the door, maybe at the end of a service or at the end of a meeting. One or two spirits called out versus a thorough house cleaning. Sometimes we'll see that spirits can be like cockroaches, where you find one, there are others, but there are different approaches. Sometimes in meetings they'll have a call for spirits of fear or spirits of depression, and the person up front will minister in that realm. And as I mentioned, it could be a public, a spectacle. It can be done up front as part of the service, and a lot of people see what's going on, or it can be done much more privately. Our approach, and we've ministered literally to thousands of people over the years, one-on-one and in group seminars, we prefer, and our approach is to take a process approach. We prepare the people before we do ministry. Typically it's done over 5 sessions with an interview, a couple of teaching sessions, the deliverance ministry, and then a follow-up teaching to assess progress and show people how to stay free. And because of the preparation, we found that, and we very much believe in doing this privately, that the process is typically very quiet and typically very gentle. A lot of different approaches in the body of Christ, and people have had success in different approaches. important to understand that there's not demons behind every problem, and deliverance is not a magic bullet. Sometimes demons do leave on their own, either by closing the doors or literally starving them out. We've seen where sometimes people just don't feed a spirit, that I believe that spirit will just leave them on their own, and by the grace of God and their own will, that they can get that spirit to leave. And as I say, we think it's important that whatever the approaches are, that deliverance is a vital present-day ministry for the church. We encourage you to, if you need deliverance or want to know more about it, research it. We have information on our website. There's a lot of information out there. Thank you for watching.